In this video, we're going to go over IV solutions and flow rate. So intravenous or IV administration of a solution is directly into a vein and is often used to deliver a medicine over time. IV medicines are usually necessary when the pharmaceutical is rapidly metabolized or when oral administration is not possible, as in the case of an unconscious patient. To administer a pharmaceutical via IV, the solution is infused into the vein at a specific volume per unit of time, known as a flow rate. The flow rate is the solution volume over time, and it's usually prescribed by the physician. The rate medicine prescribed is the solute of the mass, or the mass of the solute or the medicine per time. And these rates, these flow rates, are conversion factors. So concentration times flow rate gives the rate medicine administered. And the inverted concentration times the rate medicine administered gives you the flow rate. I'm going to work through the practice problems using dimensional analysis, just canceling out units. You can see on the top that you cancel out your volumes to get mass over time. On the bottom, you're just switching your concentration in order to cancel out your masses to get volume over time. You don't need to memorize two different equations, just know which units you are looking for to know which way that your conversion factor should be manipulated. So to practice, a patient is receiving 30 milliliters an hour of an 8 microgram per milliliter solution of Isuprel and DFW, which is the 5% dextrose IV solution. How many micrograms per hour is the patient receiving? So go ahead and pause the video, work on it, and then come back. So we want to know, the first thing you do is figure out, what do we want to know? We want to know how many micrograms per hour. We are given two different concentrations. We're given 30 milliliters an hour and 8 micrograms per milliliter. We want micrograms per hour. So I'm going to start, it doesn't matter which one you start with, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the 8 micrograms per milliliter so that I can start, so that I already have my solute mass on top. So I want to know, so I have 8 micrograms per milliliter, and then I have my flow rate. This is my flow rate. It's 30 milliliters for 1 hour. I'm going to put it on the top so that my milliliters cancel out. Milliliters cancel out. I'm left with micrograms on top, hours on bottom, which is what I want over here, micrograms per hour. So my milliliters cancel out, and this is what I want, micrograms per hour. I'm going to multiply on the top, divide by the bottom. The bottoms are just 1, so it's 8 times 30, which is 240 micrograms per hour. So a patient receiving 30 milliliters an hour of an 8 microgram milliliter solution of Isuprel is getting 240 micrograms per hour. Dropper et al. Is used to treat postoperative nausea. An order is given to administer 0.275 milligrams of this medicine over 3 hours by IV. The IV solution has a concentration of 2.5 milligrams per milliliter. What should you set the flow rate to in milliliters per hour? So go ahead and pause the video, and then when you're ready, come back. So we want to know, so what do we want to know? We want to know the rate in milliliters per hour. So how many milliliters per hour to administer 0.275 milligrams of the medicine over 3 hours. Because we want to administer this much medicine over 3 hours by IV. The concentration of the medicine is 2.5 milligrams per milliliter. So I am going to use this concentration as a conversion factor. 2.5 milligrams per 1 milliliter is the same as 1 milliliter over 2.5 milligrams. I need to use this second conversion factor in order for my milligrams to cancel out. So 2.5 milligrams on the bottom is over 1 milliliter. My milligrams are going to cancel out. I'm left with milliliters on top, hours on bottom, which is what I want over here, milliliters per hour. I multiply on top and divide what's on the bottom. So I have 0.275 divided by 3 times 2.5. This equals 0.037 milliliters an hour. So in order to get 2.275 milligrams over 3 hours by IV, you need to set the flow rate of a concentration of 2.5 milligrams per milliliter medicine to 0.037 milliliters an hour. So flow rate is the solution volume per unit time that a solution is administered into a vein by IV. And flow rates can be used as conversion factors, same as solution concentrations.